Is the 15-inch MacBook Air worth buying now that we have the new M3 series MacBooks? Well, I think so, and I'll explain exactly why. But the first one is that you can get it for $1,050. I'll have the link down below, and that, in my opinion, is the best value MacBook ever. Now, we have had a few of these for 6 months now, and I've been actually asking for a system like this for years before Apple released it. And that is because this is the first large screen MacBook that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. For years, if you wanted to have a large display like this 15-inch Intel system, you would have to spend $2,400 or $2,500, and that's out of the price range of most people. Now, of course, we have had 13-inch systems like this one, but when you look at the screen size side by side, it is a massive difference. Now, along with that, we also have differences in performance. Even though both these have M2 chips, the 15-inch one comes with an unbinned chip that has quite a bit better graphics performance, and along with that, it actually has better sustained performance as well because of the larger chassis. Now, right now, there's a lot of hype with the M3 $1,600 14-inch MacBook, and when we tested it, the 8 gigs of RAM is a huge limitation. So even though the M3 chip does have more performance, it's not a massive difference. And one thing that a lot of us reviewers kind of forget when we do these kind of comparisons is that a lot of people are going to be coming from an older Intel-based Mac or a Windows computer. And this system right here cost about $4,000 when I bought it. And looking at the performance, the 15-inch M2 Air smokes it in so many ways, even in real-world tougher tasks like photo editing. Now, with that, the battery life is also quite a bit smaller than that machine, but the battery life that you get with light tasks is double. And then if you do push it hard, it is actually triple the battery life because of how much less power the new Apple silicon chips use. With that, there's also a low power mode that allows it to sip power and get up to 22 hours of battery life in this system. And even though size-wise they are very similar, they both have 15-inch displays other than the MacBook Air having that notch with a little bit more vertical headroom, it is a lot lighter and it is thinner as well. And let me tell you guys, using this 15-inch Air, taking it on the go is such a pleasure because the 14-inch M3 version is a lot thicker, it is heavier, and even though the footprint is a little bit smaller, it feels much more bulky. Need access to all of your systems while on the go? With Pulseway, you can centrally control all of your IT systems like desktop, servers, and network devices, allowing you to remotely connect to a system, run a script, reset a password, or simply shut your system down. And best of all, it works from literally any device like your iPhone, iPad, and laptop, so you can have full control while on the go. So check out Pulseway's holiday special offers through the link down below and secure the limited time pricing by starting a trial. Now, a lot of people have said that the M3 14-inch with 8 gigs of RAM is designed for people that just want to use email, web browsing, watching some videos, but the 15-inch Air does it just as well, and it's $1,050. Such a killer value. And I will say that using this for typing and those kind of tasks is actually nicer because of how thin it is. The edge doesn't dig into your wrists, and I absolutely love that. Now, we do have some differences in terms of ports. With this 14-inch, we have the HDMI and we have an SD card reader, but one thing you need to keep in mind is that this M3 system also only supports one external display, and I think that for most regular users, that is just fine. It starts to matter more if you start upgrading it, maybe getting a better processor and a 14-inch. Now, another thing that is great about these new systems compared to the previous Intel ones is that you don't just have USB Type-C ports, we also have a MagSafe, so it keeps the other two Thunderbolt ports available. And because of that, you can also get a cheap little dock like this. It does suck to have a dongle, but you'll get a lot more ports than you will in a 14-inch model. Now, the 15-inch display is perfect. I think it's the best all-around size, and it is nice and sharp. It has pretty good brightness. It's a great display. Now you're not gonna get the super bright XDR, which is great if you wanna watch HDR movies or you wanna work with HDR files. But then again, for most people that are buying this kind of system, that won't be that big of a deal. And upgrading from an Intel-based system, one thing that you're gonna love is that it is fanless. So even though it can heat up and it can slow down a little bit, it doesn't slow down too much, and there's no dust that's gonna get inside. There's no noise like you will get with your older MacBook. Now, another thing that I love about the 15-inch compared to the 13-inch systems is the speaker system. Apple is able to pack in a 6-speaker system into it, and even compared to the similar generation M2, it sounds a lot better and it's louder. Go ahead and take a listen. Now, I personally really appreciate that extra volume and sound, and while it does not sound as good as the much thicker 14-inch, it is good enough for most people. You just get a little bit more bass with the 14-inch model. Go ahead and listen to this one. Now, another great thing about the Air is its webcam that is inside of that notch. The quality looks nice, the processing is a little bit updated, so it's much better than previous MacBooks, and it's good enough for most people. And with that, like I said before, the performance that you get compared to even an M3, it is still more than good enough, and most people that are gonna be buying it will not have any complaints. Now, we have previously covered the fact that it has a slower 256 gig SSD compared to some older M1 machines, and that will make a difference if you do a lot of productivity. But for the people that are searching around for a value all-around laptop, that is not gonna make a massive difference. You can upgrade to 16 and that will help, but if you're not pushing your system hard and you're upgrading from an older Intel-based system, even the base one that you can get for $1,050 right now is gonna be great. And from all the machines that we have out right now, for regular users that are gonna use it for regular tasks, this thing is an absolutely insane value. So after 6 months, even though these things did not sell as well when they came out because of other laptops coming out, I think this is the one to buy, and that's why I've been recommending it to a lot of people that have been reaching out. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Go ahead and click that circle above to subscribe and check out one of those great videos right over there. This has been Max, and I'll see you in the next one.